Hey guys, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we are back with Your Dreams, My Memes. A message from Ulm. Nap secured with Abyssia, pending with Pan. Opening negotiations with Lanka with the friendly raid. I don't know what he'll bring to a potential war yet. Scout recruitment picking up this turn, so this is probably a mistake. But I'm greedy and hope early income swing can put me in a relatively strong position. All right, so Ulm's going on Pangea. Excuse me. A message from Abyssia. Lanka activated my trap card. Uh-oh, sounds like Abyssia's got some assassins. Hey there, eye in the sky. Well, this must look weird. First, I get bumped by Micklin, who informed me it was an accident and wanted to attack Helheim from two sides. Then, in a comedy of errors, I didn't understand he intended to move further through my territory to get a better angle on Helheim, and he bumps my patrol force that was waiting to recruit territory. Micklin, I think we missed this first bump. That was waiting to recruit the territory Micklin wants to take back. Can I just throw in that the Jags with 90 effective HP are disgusting? Holy shit. Anywho, Micklin and I are not at war, but we're both having a good time. Okay, well that's good. But that's actually a big deal. If he lost the squad we saw him lose last episode, but also another one, that's going to really affect his early war. Or his ability to wage war early. From Hinom, I was not expecting that bump in Dunster. Lost my prophet. In the same turn, I got a nap request from the killer of my prophet. I already have 2 naps, so I'm going for vengeance or death. Of course, he probably won't stick around for the return blow, but we'll see. And then from Ubar. Whoops, those mercs weren't supposed to go there. Ah, well. Also, huzzah, I want a bump, yay. And, okay, so the gods are waking up now. So, TNT should be getting their god soon. Gripa apparently has got it, and he sees now his bless. Which, let's see if we have a battle here. Maybe I can show it to you. No, but it's the Fate Weaving, Blood Vengeance, Reanimator. I feel like there was one more. Reanimator, Fate Weaving, Blood Vengeance. Oh yeah, and Regen. So it's a Hell Bless. The Reanimator part is the most silly part of it. The other parts are actually pretty good. The Blood Vengeance is silly, but it's good in the sense that the only things that can kill, like your Shaitan, the only ones that are able to like do damage to him, there's like really high value targets to hit with Blood Vengeance. But it also has the perk of also working with Reanimator. Okay. So, Hinom is attacking into Ubar. And Hinom just has a lot of troops. But Ubar is now able to recruit the Sultan, and these Sultan are probably going to fuck these guys up. If he had big stacks of Dawn Guard, it's only 4 good Dawn Guard. I don't think it's enough. If he had stacks of Dawn Guard, I think it would be different. It's also possible that the mass javelin... Let's see, is he using javelins? It's possible mass javelins could win this. So he's using the javelins. Okay, so there's a chance he smokes these Jinn with javelins. It's also possible he smokes a Sultan. The only thing is the Sultan can do air shield. And then you got to get through air shield, you got to get through ethereal, you got to get through protection because he can do iron skin. There's a lot of things you all of a sudden have to get through. And this stops being so good. I think the solution to Sultan is custom kitted Melquirts, because a Melquirt is going to ignore the fire shield. You know, like, you're not going to worry about the fire shield. You can put a Moonblade on them. Hinom gets trivial access to Astral. A Moonblade Melquirt with Enchanted Salt is going to fuck these guys up. There's just no two ways about it. But I don't think these troops are going to do it. So, and I don't know if he has that Melquirt, and I don't know if he has... I forget if a Moonblade... I think a Moonblade's construction 4, so that probably won't come out for a while. You know, the other weapons will technically be able to do it, but it's going to be a bit more risky. So we'll see. All right, so that's that conflict. What has happened here? Okay. So he attacked here. And he attacked here. There's a Svartalf here. I forget if you can recruit these or if these are the heroes. So this guy retreats. Good job, Kirby. Anticipating he might get attacked. Oh no. He kills Micklin. He kills Helheim's sages. This is why you script him to retreat. Oh no. Are these guys different combat speeds? That's a yes. There's like a whole crew. Most of his guys have limps. That's hilarious. Oh no, Kirby. This was just a straight up mistake by Kirby. Not scripting these guys to retreat. It's possible one of them, the guy you recruited that turn, you might not be able to script, but damn, that sucks. Helheim attacking over here kills the Woodhinge druids. And then these guys are mindless, so they're going to disappear if they don't get killed first. Okay. Okay, this is a problem now for Helheim, because Micklin can consolidate forces. I think if Micklin combines forces here, Helheim's in a real hard time. Because this is like 20 archers combined with another 40 archers. I don't think Helheim can fight that very easily. I mean, that looks very dangerous to me. But of course, Helheim, you know, could have research and whatnot. The god is also not online. So this is really just not ideal timing for Helheim. To have these 90 HP Jags running at him. Okay. All sorts of spooky. You know, the problem with Micklin's going to be keeping these guys alive. He's got to combine forces, do guard commander, and use these archers. Oh man, he's got another boatload of mercs here. He's got all the mercs. Combined forces, Helheim. Because I believe, not Helheim, Micklin. I believe Helheim can defeat this army reasonably easily, and this army reasonably easily. But not if they combine. But we'll have to see. So anyway, we're covering Micklin. We've done that. Okay, so Helheim we've looked at. They only had one expansion this turn, but they've been attacked in 2 provinces. Calum, he takes out this Jade Sorceress and Militia here. He's getting Corpse Constructs and is starting to get the Caviar Archers. Okay, so that's really good, because we want him to do the block out the sun strat. That's what we want. Presumably he's going to get this next turn. Maybe he'll get this. And then he's going to start looking for his first war target. Which he had hinted before might be Tiernanag. Tiernanag had suffered some pretty big losses here with Helheim. With Micklin. But there was no PD here, so he took this province back. Presumably he might take this province back as well. I'm not sure if this was granted to him. But that's very interesting. Okay, coming over to Baratos. They take out these Lavaborn. Oh, didn't get everybody blessed, unfortunately. The non-blessed guys are much more likely to die here. Oh, they all look blessed now. Okay. Loses one guy. I would say that's acceptable attrition. Baratos also could potentially make a play going after these thrones. This bless is going to be really good against a lot of thrones. Okay. I mean, Baratos is looking fine. Pangea takes this out. Oh, TNT. Oh, no. TNT gets attacked by Indies. These Warriors of the 5 Elements get murked. No bless for them. Pangea just getting so big. Okay, TNT not really doing much. Is there a fort coming up here? No. Fort here? No. He kind of needs a fort. Be nice to get a fort somewhere. I'm not sure if he's doing it or not. Maybe he wants to take this. He can cross this, I think, in the winter. So he might bump the elves. Man, if the elves lose another bump, it's going to be real hard for them. Okay, and we've covered, I believe, this whole column. And that brings us back to Conan. Okay, so he had mentioned he was attacking Lanka, and he attacks here. He also attacked over here, killed some horse tribe. Lanka... this guy moves over here, so this was successful. These guys moved here. This group didn't move. This group didn't move. So I believe the trap card is a bunch of assassins. And it appears he got this army and probably this army as well. So I think he got 3 of the squads. And meanwhile, he's now got a bunch of burning ones left. Abyssia has also been recruiting guys to come and take this pond, which is worth a ton of money. I'm not sure how many militia he needs to take this, but I think he's going to get it. So this is pretty interesting. We'll see what happens with Abyssia. It looks like he has disrupted Lanka's plans with a mass assassination. And these are very valuable turns it's buying because he needs to rebuild these burning ones. If he can get anti-magic with these warlocks researching, he's got a much better shot at dealing with Lanka. And I believe that covers it for this turn. So let's go ahead. It's 12 minutes, so we have time to go to the next one. All right, we've got the next one pulled up, turn 15. Message from Abyssia. Well, that worked better than expected. I killed all 5 commanders that I initiated assassin battles on, 1 of which was a prophet, and 3 of which were mages. The last was an indie cavalry commander. I lost 2 assassins, and another's diseased and crippled. My prophet also got heroic precision. Woo? Yeah, maybe you put like a bow or something on him. I don't know. Also, I have a demon. I've had a demon gate the whole game. Seems like I kind of derped hard there. Wait, where's the demon gate? Oh yeah, blood mage may enter to summon a fiend of darkness. That's pretty sick. It's also a good place to blood hunt because you're gonna have shit income in the province anyway from the unrest. So might as well blood hunt this down to like 2,000 population. And then keep this guy there the whole time. Okay, so that was a message from Abyssia. From Lanka, since you can't see it, I might as well send you a message explaining this. Abyssia sent out 5 assassins, had a bunch of fights against Raktapada. I lost all my Raktapada in the fights, but managed to get 2 assassins as well somehow. Yeah, I suppose if the Raktapada just bless themselves, they can blow up some of the assassins with charged body and blood vengeance. So I guess that's a thing. It's hard to get a clean assassination when literally the act of stabbing the dude in the back is going to cause him to like blow up. That is the one thing I could have done on Lanka, is also give him death explosion. I don't know if I could have torched his scales anymore though. Yeah, we couldn't afford it, I don't think. Because realistically, you'd really have to give Lanka fire resistance as well to give him death explosion. I mean, we might could have done it. We would have gone like dormant or something. It would have made the bless a lot harder to work with. But maybe we could have gone dormant and added death explosion fire resistance. I think that would be a really bad build, but that would have been funny. I mean, it'd make it even harder to assess. Well, like, death explosion wouldn't work on Abyssia either because it's fire damage. Oh no. Salt on the wound. Illwinter coming in with an enormous double barb. I think this is 2 barb events. We'll see. The barbs kill everything. Is this 1 or 2? A huge barbarian horde. That was a huge barbarian horde. 80 bar or 60 barbs. Yeesh. I mean, that is a punch in the dick. Now he's lost this is another mage he's lost. Feels bad being Lanka. Poor Abyssia. Poor Abyssia. And then he defends here against Ulm attacking him. Alright, what happens? Hinom versus the Barbarian Demons of Lanka. Okay, did they trade? They traded 1 for 1. But there was a big numbers advantage. What this tells me is that really the Ansuras are going to trade. They cost about the same. The Ansuras, I was saying last turn, these guys probably going to trade okay. I don't think they trade that great. I think if the Ansuras outnumbered, like had equal numbers or equal gold value, I think they would win. And these are easier to mass. But you start mixing in, you know, archers, which Ulm's doing. Maybe some of that math changes. The question now, though, is like, what do you do as Ulm? Do you sit here and like PD dump and patrol? That's a pretty good option. Because he's going to need reinforcements. So this army can only hold with a PD dump. You know, with Lanka, do you get Abyssia to peace out now that he's killed all your dudes and try to come up and fight Ulm? I think that would make sense. Abyssia can't really do anything. Abyssia is not going to be conquering Lanka anytime soon. And Lanka is definitely not going to be conquering Abyssia with this business going on in his backyard. We'll see what happens. Especially after this. Especially. All right, so that's that. Oh, wait. Oh, he tried the militia. How many militia do you need to take out Kalulu? Apparently more than this. One of the other problems with militia is they have shit morale. 8 morale? That's actually a really big problem. Yeah, they killed 1 commander and 5 of these dudes. So that's... Yeah. I'm not surprised at all, but I can understand how people would think that might work. Because it's really just shameful how bad those militia are. I think wherever you're getting the militia, you can easily get shamblers. They're better. The militia just have such low morale. They have really a combination of things. They have the fact that they have no armor and bad morale and no defense. These 3 things work together to make them basically insta-rout. So if you have them hitting on a flank, that might be okay, where they're really not taking much damage. But if they're going to be engaged in melee, they just melt. Helheim attacking into Micklin. Okay, Micklin does consolidate, it looks like, right? These raiders on hold and attack, I don't approve of this. You definitely want these guys just on fire. And he's going to have to renew his bid on these as well this turn. Oh no. Micklin didn't consolidate these with the rest of his army. Instead, he PD dumped and tried to trap him. Is the god up? That is... Oh, the god is back up too, so the bless is online. We know these guys murder these barbs. And these jaguars are so crippled, they're arriving at very different times than the barbs. He does have slingers, though. That could be very critical in this whole equation. Oh, and some of these guys are on guard commander. That makes sense because you're worried about the Valkyries. But the barbs have dissolved. You know, this reminds me of mistakes I've made in games. And this is called half measures. So on one hand, there's a really good play from Micklin, because he's like, I'm pretty sure Helheim is going to come and attack. Right, this is a province I'm pretty sure he's going to attack. Furthermore, it's a province we have pretty good PD types. So I can PD dump, get some warriors. I'm going to have my jaguars here. you know, that all seems good, right? The problem though is he probably just didn't PD dump enough, you know, and it's like you want to make your stand, but if he hits you with the hammer with everything he's got, will you really be able to take it? And it's the kind of thing, if Helheim did like a casual raid, which I probably would have done if I were playing Helheim, because I'd have been like, oh, he's probably going to move out of here and consolidate forces here with both armies. To me, that's like the logical move for Micklin to make. Assuming he would have done that, I wouldn't have sent this much stuff. I would have sent a small raiding squad. But this is very high commitment. So because Kirby did that, he actually won this fight. Thing is, you know, if Micklin had really PD dumped, like stopped all recruitment, maybe stopped mages, did a bit more, I think the positioning of the Jags could have been better too, especially since he has Divine Blessing. Hold and attack was not the call. Hold and attack messed up the formation here. You want these guys on attack since you've got Divine Blessing. The bodyguards is great, right? Maybe you even put some in the back to draw fire that are on attack. But hold and attack, no. You maybe want a squad here and maybe a squad here in the back on attack. You can even put them on attack rear to try to get the commander. A bunch of things you could do. But hold and attack, not the right call. In summary, though, he lost 17, didn't kill a single Hellherding with an enormous PD dump. This was extremely costly for Micklin. Didn't get anything out of it. The thing is this army, I think, would have a much better time, mostly due to the archers. And that's why I was thinking, like, you really want to doom stack. So this is one of those things. If this had worked, this would have been great. Because he would have, like, potentially killed some Hellherdings, had, kept control of this province, which otherwise he would probably lose, and then be able to join up with the army next turn. You know, this army could move into this province in the cap circle, do some cool shit. But now he's in some real trouble. And he's got, furthermore, okay, this is a really smart move from Kirby. Kirby has now blocked all of his ability to collect income. So by taking these two provinces, he's not tracing income from any of this. So it's also starting to mess up retreat routes and logistics. A bunch of things are going to be a problem now. He's getting these blowpipe. Okay, Micklin's getting blowpipe. Woodsman blowpipes. If I can use my words. But he's also got major things to worry about. I mean, fortunately, this PD, I think, with Jags in front of it is actually going to do okay against these guys. Just the slings, I think, enough of them will probably work. But now you're in this problem, like, okay, you really have to patrol your cap with these Jags. And Kirby's going to know this, right? So then he can go raid all around your cap circle. If you don't patrol your cap with your Jags, he could pop up with a big party of elves and take your cap pretty easily. So this is now a really tough situation for Micklin. The solution, one of the early game solutions to dealing with elves like this is you just form a death ball and you're like, okay, I see that you're going to go raid me or do whatever. I'm going to have 180 siege strength with my big ball that you can't fight, and I'm going to go take your capital. Right? So I think after this, I think he's lost the momentum to be able to do that. He really probably needed those Jags. That would have been like 50% more Jags. And then another Prophet casting Smite. Those are another H3 casting Smite. That's a big deal. And oh my god, he's lost. How did he lose so many barbs here? Oh, dude, I didn't even think about this when I gave it to Kirby. This is a PD commander with awe and fear. He just routed 50 barbs by himself. Now he eventually dies and the mercs succeed, but the barb commander stays. So, okay, a few barbs will stay, but most of the barbs have run off the field. And I believe those were mercs, right? I mean, surely these must have been mercs. What's the commander here? Rexor? I'm not sure. Well, yeah, if they died in the retreat, because they didn't get killed. These were mercs. Otherwise, they wouldn't show up as dead. So that was just unlucky. But this is a major problem for Micklin, because I don't think he has the steam to push through. And, like, I don't think this army's strong enough to kill the combined forces of this. Like, these Hellherdings and these here. Right? And he's even got these guys as well. And then these guys are going to cause a ton of havoc in the back line. Micklin's now in a very hard position. If he could have just grouped up, he might have had enough, maybe had enough, to power through and just sit on Helheim's cap. The thing I don't know, and we'll have to actually see, is how do these Jaguar warriors hold up to the Hellherdings in the front line? Like, will they have enough morale? And furthermore, like, how much damage are these archers going to do in the time that it takes for the Hellherdings to kill the Jaguars? This is going to be a really interesting matchup. So that's Micklin. Hinom and Ubar. Hinom attacks down and is now in Ubar's cap circle, and Gripa's chilling here. Do we see a huge Eatfried Sultan? Okay, so he's got his first Sultan, and his Divulich is researching. He might want to, have a certain research target before he uses them, but I think this is the first turn he's had a Sultan. Otherwise, no movement on Gripa's front. And then we're back to Micklin. All right, so we've covered Helheim. The elves to his north, Tiernanag, take out these Lion Tribe with only a couple losses. Oh no, they bumped TNT. These are not the kind of... Oh man. Because TNT's Bless, I think, is online now. Look at this. Unholy weapons, death weapons, frost weapons, thunder weapons, flaming weapons, poison weapons. Get fucking ready. Are you as stoked to see this bump as I am? I feel really bad for our for our Tiernanag brethren, but... Okay, this looks like about 15... This is almost 18 elves, I think. Maybe 20. I don't know how these weapons work. I don't think they're on hit, but they might be on hit. If they're on hit, there's more of a chance that these are going to go through. And I also don't know how Glamour interacts with all these weapons. Like, will the first weapon proc pop Glamour or something, and then the next one might not get negated, or do they all get combined? All right, the javelins come out. They kind of fire their javelin at close range. Oh my god! Oh my god. All right, let's look at some of these dead elves. All right, 0 points of fire damage. All right, damage roll. So this was the actual damage roll. So the Tuatha warrior, 32. What do they have 32 of? I'm not sure. Okay. All right, I think this is the main damage roll. Okay, 17, 4 points of damage. Then he gets 0 points, and that gets changed to 5. Then he gets 0 points of fire damage, 0 points of cold damage. Why does he have 15 cold resistance here? I don't understand this. Because the Tuatha warrior don't have any cold resistance. Like, I don't understand why there's two numbers here. They don't have any fire resistance or cold resistance. So it should be 0 if they don't have resistances. Shock damage, okay, 0. 3 points of shock fatigue damage. Apparently that's a separate roll. That's interesting. Penetration roll, so this is withering weapons. This is probably death weapons. The disease part or something. Then this is... Oh, the poison damage. 16 points of poison damage. Holy shit. And... I'm not sure where the death weapon proc was. And some of the thing is these logs don't always show everything. There's like different rules for when things don't show. So I don't even know the math on that. But anyhow, he didn't actually take much damage from the weapons here. This next one... He also took 8 points of fire damage. Let's look at another one. This guy, main damage roll, he got hit for 5 damage. But mirror image negated the damage. And then on top of that, he got 3 points of shock fatigue damage. Failed to resist, so he probably got decayed here. Then he got... I think this is the death weapons. He got 8 points of damage from death weapons. And this was the damage associated, or the... whatever it is. I think this is a chance of getting diseased. And then this is from... Wait, what is this? 4 plus 11? What do they have 4 of? Oh, this is unholy weapons. So they probably have like 8 protection. Or thereabouts. 10, yeah. Okay. Was that this guy? I mean, they're just getting blown the fuck up, though. And mirror image does apply per damage. So, like, the mirror image blocks the first one, doesn't block the rest. So I think this actually might be an interesting way to deal with elves early. Because, I mean, just look at this. Fortunately, these archers are causing a fair amount of friendly fire. So if we look at the Butcher's Ledger... yeah, the archers actually killed a fair number. This Tuat the Warriors only killed 7. The archers killed 5. And these guys killed 22. I don't know exactly how the math adds up, but... yeah, the archers, I think, primarily just killed friendlies. Don't put your archers with the Warriors of the 5 Elements. I don't think. Or if you do, get them fucking closer. Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, these guys killed probably at least 5 Warriors of the 5 Elements. We're going to watch it again, though. Just watch what happens when these guys get in combat. Oh my god. God, the friendly fire. Yeah, those archers were not needed. Holy shit. Now, I want to remind you, if he gets Wrath of the Ancestors, all those weapons are going to be on the little ghosty boys. All right, that's one of the main reasons for this build, but he can also do... There's so much you can do. Bows of War, the Celestial Hounds are going to have 2 attacks to get it. Warriors of the 5 Elements obviously enjoy it. Yeah, it's going to be some cool shit. So, Tiernanag, anyway, are we done with him? Tiernanag's just had some rough luck this game. The bounces, the forgetting to move the people here after the other bounce. It's just pretty rough. It's pretty rough. And now he's got almost no units left. The only units he has in the game are here and in his capital. So he could have easily had probably like 50 elves, but now he's probably got 25. And he probably could have had 70 elves even. Right, but there's hardly any elves. And Caleb, I know, was looking at him, but Caleb's stuff isn't all on the border, so it looks like he's got at least a bit of time before he has to deal with the birds. Okay, we've covered that column. And we've taken a look at TNT, who's looking pretty spicy. Ah, man, Pangea just ruthlessly expanding. Takes this, gets a great silver mine. He's just looking super strong, but war is a brewing to his north as Baratos attacks him in 3 places. This place is just PD. This place is just PD. You know, Pangea does get the Minotaur PD. We'll see if they can do anything. This is not a bad single commander. But unlikely he kills anything because they are ethereal, which is resistant to trample. And I think... How big are the Minotaurs? I think they're size 3 as well. So yeah, they're not even going to trample. They're just going to try to hit him with the axe, which they can get lucky and get a one hit, one kill with that axe. So Pangea is enormous. They shrank a little bit this turn with Baratos catching up to them, but and he hasn't had tremendous... He had some losses early on in expansion, but I feel like kind of once he got things figured out, he hasn't really had a ton of losses. So I think the way I would approach this as Pangea is I would want to get a critical mass and try to use as many javelins as I could. Really don't want these White Centaur in melee. And speaking of which, you know, there's... these javelins are... Oh, no, they don't have javelins. Who all has javelins? These guys have javelins. See, I might look at the mass in the javelin troops. It's not great against ethereal stuff, but you really don't want your stuff in melee. Or maybe you have to get baby elements. I don't know what the solution is to this. I just know I wouldn't want my White Centaur in melee with these guys. Yeah. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What would you do? You're in the Pangea position right now. You've got these guys coming at you. What would you do? What would you research? What would you produce? You could also just ignore them and try to raid in the backline. That's risky, though. I think what I'm leaning towards is I would do just try to concentrate my forces, get a ton of these guys out. And one of the things you could kind of hope for is you have enough Centaur so that you're distributing the fire shield damage over enough of them that none of them actually die before you kill them all the Colossi warriors. All right, so that's pretty spicy. Coming over to Ulm, who has been attacking Lanka. Did we watch this? Yeah, we watched this. I think we're back to the start. At a 40-minute episode, I think we'll call it here. So, who are you rooting for? Let me know in the comments who you're rooting for. Also, let me know what you would do if you're Pangea in this. So, until next time, take care. See ya.